everyone. Chaffetz Arena for an A-10 battle. St. Louis and Dayton. Brad Johansson alongside Steve Wolf. Happy to have you with us tonight. St. Louis with an early 6-point lead, 7 of those from Rob Lowe. Jim Cruz leading the St. Louis Billikens tonight. Our officials tonight, Gary Prager, Leslie Jones, and Tim Kelly. Smith inside the arc. Draws the Flyers within 4.
Smith's got a nice size advantage over McBroom, and he needs to take advantage of it. He created separation, was able to step back and knock down that jump shot. And right now, as we said, Brad, it's so important that Dayton withstands this early storm and all the adrenaline that is coming from St. Louis.
Travel on Dwayne Evans. Rob Lowe got them going early.
Lowe, the senior from New Zealand, really lighting it up. Jordan Jett, who's the leading scorer on this team, is trying to become the facilitator. They have just 5 assists a game, but really got Lowe involved in the game early, and that's important.
He took a quick blow. He's back out on the floor now. 5 seniors in the starting lineup for St. Louis. Obviously a celebratory move on senior night here at Chaffetz Arena.
You look at 2 teams that are going really in opposite directions. St. Louis has been the leader in the league all year long, and they've lost 2 in a row, and then Dayton struggled early in the A-10, but has won 7 of 8.
McBroom with the dump down low to Rob Lowe. He got fouled down underneath. Jalen Robinson picks up his first foul.
This is a Dayton team that, when you look at them, they're poised for the A-10 tournament and an NCAA run. This is a team that has had 11 players scoring double figures this year. 11, that's big. They also have not had one guy on the team be a rookie of the week or a player of the week in the A-10. So it's really a team that can be reckoned with in the A-10.
Mike McCall with his first deuce. Scoochie Smith with the spin, the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
How about Scoochie Smith early on? The New York native getting the ball in the paint. He had a nice step back earlier, and then you hear right now, going over McBroom. Like I said, he's got a little bit of height advantage on McBroom.
Can't complete the 3-point play. Down low to Rob Lowe. Great dump to Lancona. And he gets the roll. Rare minutes for Tanner Lancona, and he contributes early.
Well, the big guy, the senior, Rob Lowe, with some really nice interior passing. And because he has been hot and had the first 7 points of the game, you really have to give him some attention. That time, a little bit too much attention. Lancona getting a wide open layup.
East Sanford. And he got fouled as he went to the rim.
St. Louis has always been a very good passing team. You'll see the feed down low and the help over. Kavanaugh wasn't able to respond back quickly enough. That is a great post up, but then realizing that Lancona's man is coming over from the weak side to help out. An excellent extra pass.
And Lancona picks up his first foul on the other end. More substitutions. Pollard will come in for the Flyers, as well as Seibert as Pierre takes his seat, along with Devin Oliver. And Devin Scott will take the floor for Kavanaugh. Now, you talked about the numbers that Archie Miller will put out on the floor, and he looks for that right combination. Goes a lot by feel.
He really does, and I think in a game like this, you have to see who's going to be able to deal with this crowd. The energy in this building is palpable. It's very, very loud, and it's also senior night for the guys from St. Louis. So a lot of energy and a lot of emotion. You got to make sure you play within yourself.
Crawford on the wing. Broom on the drive. Threw it away. Pollard the other way.
Great weak side defense by Pollard, coming over and anticipating, and then taking it coast to coast for the N1. Watch right here. Broom gets in the lane. You know, young kids, you do not jump when you're passing the ball. I mean, you only can do one thing. You can just pass it in a situation like that. That's a turnover that leads to an easy bucket.
Lancona picks up his second. Sanford will take a seat. Another missed free throw. They missed their last three. Kyle Davis on the floor at guard for the Flyers as well. Probably their best defender. And a whistle away from the ball. We got Devin Scott on this one.
Brad, on that last play, Dwayne Evans, who's an undersized 4, and really is an undersized 3 as you look at Archie Miller, did a great job posting up inside. And he drew the foul. This is a guy that uses his body so well, but the last couple games, he looks like he's tired. He's been inconsistent. He's got a little bit of a hip pointer. He re-aggravated against VCU, but they need him to be the old Dwayne Evans to get this team ready for the NCAA tournament.
Evans misses from deep.
And that's not his shot. But I think he's shying away from that contact, you know, moving out to the perimeter. He needs to go inside.
Kyle Davis. That's off. Tap back. Seibert lined up for three. Got it.
Well, we talked about him in the open. I mean, if Seibert shoots the ball well, it makes this Dayton team so much harder to guard because they have to come out on him, and that exposes the interior.
Look down low. Jordair Jet off the glass, and he is fouled. And he will head to the line. We'll take a break with 11:03 to go in the first. Flyers have crept back within one. 3 from Jordan Seibert.
College is more than just a collection of courses. For us, it's a single course, a journey, and it's one we travel together. We are the University of Dayton.
That's insane.
Yep, and you could customize it. I can download anything I want.
Seriously? That's a lot of music.
Seriously?
That's insane.
And it's $15 a month for the family.
Seriously? That's a lot of gold rope.
Seriously, that's a signature look. You don't have a signature look, honey. That's a signature look.
Only AT&T brings you Beats Music. Unlimited downloads for up to 5 accounts and 10 devices. All for $14.99 a month.
What is focus? It's a wondrous sensation of clarity and alertness. It's owning your opponent. It's knowing beyond a doubt you got this. It's keeping your head down, your eye on the ball, and knocking it out of the park. It's getting in the zone. It's keeping on your toes, on target, on top. Focus is staring the world in the face and saying, bring it. Focus is power. Focus is life. And 5-hour energy is focus.
Adam Zucker, New York. It's another wacky night in the ACC. Wake Forest goes on a 17-0 run and ends up beating number 4 Duke by 10, 82-72. Seeding impact indeed with this one. Much more at halftime. Brad and Steve, back to you in the loop.
Wow, a shocker as we take a look at the AP top 10 powered by Ram Trucks.
Well, you look at number 5, Virginia. I mean, that is the most quiet number 5 team in the country. You never hear about Coach Bennett and the Cavaliers, but Jim Cruz, they were in the top 10 for a week. And this is a team that went on a 19-game win streak and has basically shattered almost every team record this year.
They won the conference title in the regular season last year. They won the conference championship and are trying to do it again tonight. One win gives them at least a share of the A-10 regular season title.
Had a chance to talk with Coach Cruz yesterday, and I've spent a lot of time with Coach Cruz over the last 3 years, and you know, it's great to see a guy who is a wealth of coaching knowledge. He had a great career at Evansville, was derailed a little bit at West Point, which is a tough place to win, and now he's back on track, and in a lot of areas, a lot of polls, he's Coach of the Year again material. It's a guy who's taken St. Louis to the heights they've never seen. 3 straight 20-win seasons.
Work down low to Devin Scott, and Barnett picks up the foul. That's his first. 15th foul on the Billikens.
When you look at Archie Miller, this is a guy, obviously Sean Miller is his brother. His dad is John Miller. Great coaching tree. Archie Miller is all business. I mean, he is so excited about this team being alive. 7 of the last 8 games they've won, and they've beaten some good competition this year. He's excited about playing in this game.
Another turnover. Barnett goes to the floor. Short air jet to the paint. And he got fouled. They'll head to the line. Well, you see what these two teams are doing. Dayton winners in 7 of their last 8. And the Billikens, as you said, reeled off 19 straight. They've dropped their last 2, but you talk to the coaching staff, they say they've had 2 of their best practices over the last couple of days. This team kind of needed a little adversity. Is that what you get?
You know what? I think this team has been through a lot. You know, with Coach Majerus dying 2 years ago, they adopted a boy, Jason Brown, kid that had a brain tumor and thought he was getting better. And he died, and that was tough as you look at the banner for Coach Majerus. So this is a team, the 5 seniors that are playing their last home game, they've been pallbearers at 2 different funerals, and I really think that adversity, they can go back in that wealth of knowledge of understanding that this is a basketball game, and that's why they're responding, and I think they play better when there's adversity.
You have coaches say when you have a team of character, adversity is a very good thing. You know, if you have different guys who hang their heads and something like that, it may not be. This team's responding well. We'll see how they respond tonight as they try and finish out another championship.
And you know, Brad, you go as far as your leaders will take you, and this is a team that's got 5 seniors that really understand what is supposed to happen in the St. Louis program, and they've responded each and every time.
Kari Price is short. Jet the rebound, looks down low to Grandy Glaze. And a nice play by Oliver as he turned his head on the play.
You know, Oliver, you just mentioned his name. He was 0 for 12 in the first game, has yet to score in this game as Kari Price knocks down the 3 ball. And Oliver is 0 for 2, but he's not a guy that's defined by scoring. He does so much more. It would be nice if he got a couple good points on the board to get him out of his slump.
Jord air jet to the rim for 2, and he'll head to the line.
Air Jordair. Jordair Jet has done everything for this team, and he's my vote for Player of the Year in the conference. He's 4th in scoring, and he's also 3rd in assist in the conference. And he's just one of these guys that has been able to take over games this year. He has 6 20-point games. Really has taken over. And you know, when Dwayne Evans has been struggling, it's nice to know you have somebody that can take the team, put them on the shoulders, and run.
4-time A-10 Player of the Week. Senior out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Can't capitalize. Devin Scott picked up his 3rd.
That looked like one of your shots when we played horses after that free throw. That back of the iron, that wasn't close.
Seibert for 3 more. His 2nd triple of the game.
Jordair Jet's going out. Looks like he may have got kneed.
Knee to knee.
Well, you hope it's just a knee to knee.
Take a look at what happened. Nothing we see there. So they'll take him to the locker room. We'll get you an update as soon as we know anything.
Well, you just hope that it's just a knee on knee, a little bit of a bruise.
Barnett on the wing. Ball baseline. Barnett, NBA range. Got it! Now that's a kid that's been inconsistent for this team. They can use a little bit more of that.
And I'll tell you what, that was a nice play by Manning as the shot clock was going down to make that extra pass and find Barnett. Barnett, on that shot, stepped into it. When he steps into his jump shot and follows through, he's a lot better shooting the basketball.
Oliver for three. That's in and out, won't go. And his drought continues against the Billikens.
If I'm Oliver, I try to get in the paint, drive to the basket, get to the free throw line.
Strip, Pierre ahead of the pack.
Brad, that was a great change of direction off the steal. Pierre was going down the left side of the court, switched over to the right, and really made it easy trip to the basket.
7 on the night for Deshaun Pierre. Broom off balance. Evans trying to keep it alive. Threw it away. McCall gathers. Down low, Evans working on Kavanaugh. Got Seibert ahead, working on Barnett, and he got the late whistle. Dayton Flyers, winners of 7 of their last 8, hanging around, down by 2.
Take that, Jersey Tucker.
That's a technical, Sunshine. You know the rules. We play hard, but we don't play dirty. A good sport shakes hands, win or lose. So get back out there and make good.
Sorry, man. I got next round.
Hey, drinks on this guy. Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Hey, what about me?
As a production assistant, I'm always running around. Need me to track down a really big prop? Totally new wardrobe? I'm on it. My dream is to make movies one day. Right now, I'm working on it. Because I know that one day, I'll be the one behind that camera.
And I will do it for you.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by the Ram 1500. Motor Trend's 2014 Truck of the Year and first ever back-to-back champion. Guts, glory, Ram.
From St. Louis, good A-10 battle tonight from Chaffetz Arena. St. Louis Billikens up by 2. Brad Johansson alongside Steve Wolf. St. Louis on a 2-game losing streak. They're playing on senior night. The emotion is there, but they're still struggling with turnovers tonight.
They got out of the gate early, and then Dayton was able to withstand that storm early on, and the adrenaline St. Louis was playing with. But Dayton has done it by playing good defense. St. Louis turned the basketball over. 5 turnovers have led to 9 points for Dayton.
Second chance points. Dayton is leading 7-0 as you look at the points off turnovers. It just has been a struggle for St. Louis to do what they did so well during that 19-game win streak. And they won some close games that I suppose in any other category people would say they should have lost. But they figured out ways to win, but they weren't playing, even by the coaching staff's comments about it, not the way that they wanted to be playing.
Well, Jordair Jett is the guy that runs this team. I mean, he has been the focus. He's been the guy that has been able to put the team on his back. But early on, it was Dwayne Evans and Jordair Jett. You know, Dwayne Evans is clearly not the same player that he was in the first meeting against Dayton. I mean, he looks like he's limping. His hip hurts. You can see him not jumping. Instead of shooting the ball straight up, he fades away, shooting threes. And now you have Jordair Jett out of the game, you know, with what seems to be a knee injury. So, you know, you just want for this St. Louis team and this group of seniors to go out on a high note. But right now, they're struggling to maintain this lead against Dayton.
Seibert cut it to 1. Dayton giving away plenty at the charity stripe, only 2 of 7 from the free throw line. Crawford from 3 in and out.
Devin Aller may not be scoring, but I'll tell you what, he affects this game with his defense. He played really good defense interiorly on that last possession, and then he was able to corral the rebound.
Oliver, Kavanaugh, regathers, had it blocked, goes back up, short arms it, and Evans coming the other way.
Setting double picks, trying to get Dayton caught up in the switches.
Oliver gets the foul down on the block. And more substitutions for the Miller crew. Pollard in, Jalen Robinson back on the floor. McBroom will sit. Rob Lowe back on the floor. Evans is 76% free throw shooter. Outrageous morning sports team unleashed on the nation. Watch Boomer and Carton weekday mornings at 6 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Dwayne Evans is just a solid player. He's 10th in the NCAA career rebounds. He just does so much for this team. Now you look at Dayton. Dayton looking to get that lead for the first time.
Samford for 3. That's too long. McBroom the long rebound.
Nice pass out from Pollard to Sanford. Sanford wasn't able to knock it down. I was talking to Archie Miller about Sanford coming off the bench, and he just raves about the energy that Sanford brings coming in. Never complained about coming off the bench, and really has been a key contributor this year. And in the last 8 games, he's just been playing very, very good basketball.
McCall on the right wing. Corner. McBroom again in midair makes another pass.
I think when you're 5'9", you really have to do that.
Crawford for 3 more. The freshman out of Tipton, Indiana, showing a little range.
You know, Crawford's one of these guys that just doesn't worry about things. He misses a shot, he comes back and takes another shot. He is a very solid player, and with Jordair Jett out right now, that is big for him to get an outside jump shot.
McBroom with another rebound and a run. Lost it, late whistle. He got fouled before the turnover.
Well, Crawford is setting up. You'll see right there, wide open. And the reason why it was wide open is you saw Lowe was such an opposing figure early in the game. The defense had to shrink down to help him out, and then they're able to pass the ball back out of the trap for an open three for Crawford.
Good on the first. Gilligan's now 3 of 8 from behind the arc. Tanner Lancona will come back in.
McBroom transferred out of Central Michigan. Really a hard worker, does a very nice job coming in off the bench. Had a solid game against VCU in the last loss for St. Louis at 11 points.
Scoochie Smith with the dump to Pollard, and he'll go to the line. Getting plenty of chances at the and one, they just can't get the and one.
And that's a ticky-tack foul. You'll see right here, Crawford helping out. You'll see him coming from down low, and he slaps on the wrist. I mean, if you're going to hit somebody going up strong, you better make sure you foul him and don't let him make it. But you can see and hear that crowd roaring right now for Jordair Jet.
He went out with a left knee injury. Not sure whether he just turned it or ran into someone, but he's got a crowd on its feet right now. The 4th and 1 opportunity for Dayton. They convert this time, cut it back to 4.
I like the fact that Dayton is getting inside. They're getting easy buckets. They could not make a shot inside in the first meeting against St. Louis.
Rob Lowe had it blocked. Sanford going coast to coast.
I think they're going to call a walk.
No, they're calling a foul on the floor before the shot.
I knew they weren't going to give him the and one. We'll see right here. Oh, it was a jump stop, but he did take an extra step, but I think they're going to call the foul before he took that extra step. So this should be, it's a 1-and-1.
They gave the foul to Crawford. Sanford will get an extra. Got them both.
What about the body, Rob? What can we watch it? What about the body, man?
I believe you might be able to hear that fans are not thrilled with the call of Leslie Jones. Hey, Steve, what about the body?
I'll tell you, I love passionate fans. It's fanatics, man. As McBroom drops the 3 ball. As soon as Dayton gets within 2, St. Louis extends that lead. Dayton needs to continue to get the ball inside, and that's what they're doing.
Pierre got his own rebound. Put it back up, short-armed it both times.
Now, St. Louis, they challenge it every time. Dayton knocking down a shot. Dayton defending the 3 ball. Not tonight.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Hi, honey. Hello. What are you looking? Oh.
This really works well together.
Lowe's has the brands you need to refresh your home this spring. From Stainmaster to Valspar to Allen & Roth. Get stainless pull-down faucets, your choice, only $179.
How do action heroes walk away from movie explosions and never look back? Lobster, that's how.
At Golden Corral, add a North Atlantic lobster tail for just $3.99. Just $3.99. Only at Golden Corral.
Oh, the weekend we'll have at the shore with waffles and laughs for our family of 4. The pool is there waiting. Don't you dare fret. There's no need to ask, are we there yet?
Be a weekender at hotels like Hampton and Embassy Suites. Book now at HiltonWeekends.com.
Hey, Steve, are those my lights?
Mm-hmm. When you get a new Buick, you want to show it off.
You're invited to the Buick Open House event, where for the first time, 2014 Buick models are specially priced, so you get thousands off MSRP. Join the thousands switching to Buick and get over $4,100 total value on this Buick Enclave.
Welcome back to Chaffetz Arena, 33-28. Billikens on top by 5 as we take a look at Lowe's. Never stop improving. And the senior class has certainly done that.
I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with how they've been able to get through these last couple of years. Last year they had Kwame Mitchell, the only guy that graduated from the starting lineup, so they had basically their whole team back. But Rick Majerus said, when he took the job here, we're going to be in the top 10. I did it at Ball State. I did it at Utah. We'll do it here at St. Louis. And he's exactly right. You talk about prophetic. It's very interesting to see these young guys get through all that they have as far as their adversity and still coming out on top.
And that is your senior class. Lowe's never stop improving. They love it here. 46-5 in the last 3 seasons at Chaffetz.
And that's a different Lowe's than Rob Lowe. He doesn't own it. It's Rob Lowe, not Lowe's.
Well, Rob had 7 of the first points for St. Louis, and he has yet to score since those first 7.
Right now there's a mismatch down low. Jake Barnett has got Matt Cavanaugh on his back.
Scoochie Smith, and he drains the mid-range.
I think Scoochie Smith has done a great job in the minutes he's played. He has 6 points. He's been driving to the basket. Nice step back. Giving the Dayton Flyers a little bit of a lift.
Shot clock. Low for 3, short. Started hot, gone cold. Oliver the other way, off balance, hoping to draw the foul, got nothing. Archie Miller says, what's that? Other way McBroom, and he had it swatted, but it will stay with the Billikens.
Scoochie Smith has really started off this game on fire. 3 for 3. You'll see the nice dribble penetration by Oliver. Scoochie Smith wide open. And that's important, getting those productive points off the bench. We talked about it earlier in the show. This is a Dayton team that's had 11 players that have had double figures. Smith was 6 off the bench.
The inbound play works to Evans. And they collect an easy 2, 5 for Evans, and the lead is 5 for the Billikens. Kari Price into the paint. Oliver for 3 is short again. Cannot find the range against the Billikens.
And that was wide open. That was a really good ball movement by running the point by Kari Price. But Oliver is a little bit tentative on that jump shot. Not being aggressive with it. He's got to follow through and go straight up.
Kyle Davis picks up his first. Jordair Jet heads to the line. I got to keep an eye on his left knee and how he's moving all night long. Coming up on AT&T at a half, Adam Zucker, Team Cleaves, John Rosting going to get you all cut up on top 25 scores, plus first half highlights and stats, all that and much more. Coming up on AT&T at the half.
You know, Brad, this St. Louis team already has 9 players that have scored in this game. It's not even halftime, so I mean they're utilizing a lot of people and getting production out of the bench. It's the largest lead of the game for the Billikens. Devin Oliver has got to get something going. I'd like to see him get a little, maybe post him up, get the ball going to the basket.
Cavanaugh on the block. Sanford with a lob down low to Cavanaugh, threw it away. A little frustration on the offensive end for the Flyers.
The frustration is because the Billikens, now that Jordair Jett is in there, it's hard to have dribble penetration against him. He is a solid defender, and guys are stepping up defensively for St. Louis and eliminating those easy points in the paint that they were getting earlier in the game.
Kavanaugh, but he'll pick up the foul.
The last shot that Evans took, he got on the low block and he did a little step away, fading away from the basket. This time he was a man, took it strong and went into the body of the much bigger Kavanaugh.
Evans now with 6 points to match his 7 rebounds. Nice early start for the kid that really has been struggling of late.
Well, you could see him. I mean, he's a quiet kid. Watched him yesterday in practice and just seems like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders, but he has done so much for the St. Louis University and for this basketball team. They asked Jim Cruz, what was one word that describes Dwayne Evans, and he said classy. It had nothing to do with basketball. It had everything to do with his personality, the way he handles things.
His last 2. Continue an 11-2 run for the St. Louis Billikens as they stretch it to a 9-point lead. This team that Jim Cruz took over last year as interim coach following Rick Majerus. And those are big footsteps to follow.
Well, you saw in that picture Hank Raymond's Al McGuire and Doc Rivers was the player, but you know, Rick Majerus came into this university from Utah with health problems, and he basically said that, you know, we're going to be in the top 10 in about 3 years. You know, he did it at other places, and you can see the quote there. And he's been able to do that, and to the credit of Jim Cruz, he says, these are my guys here now, but they haven't changed a lot. I mean, the footprint is still Rick Majerus. The way they tape up the court for their defensive strategies before the practices. Everything they do is very similar to what they did when Coach Majerus was here. And Jim Cruz came in here basically because an assistant coach quit on Rick Majerus a month before the season started 3 years ago. Rick Majerus called Bobby Knight and said, I need somebody, and Jim Cruz was available. And it's been a great marriage between Jim Cruz and St. Louis taking over for Rick Majerus.
Great move by Pollard to take it up and under and across the basket. Shot clock off.
Dayton's getting really good production off the bench. Pollard, who's been inconsistent, but has had some strong showings. He played great against Gonzaga early in the year. He's come in, he's got 4 off the bench.
Jett back out high, extra pass, McBroom. And that's how we'll head to half. A 7-point lead for the St. Louis Billikens. Jim Cruz and his seniors looking for another championship. That's the end of the first half, 39-32. Stay tuned for AT&T at the half. You're watching the Wednesday night showcase on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
We're writing our story on scoreboards across the country. With no looks that no one saw coming, free throws that are not free, and knockout punches landed from 21 feet. Glass slippers. Explain 27-0, the Southwest Philly floater. First 4 to Final Four, after Final Four. When it comes to this court, we all run the same 94 feet. And the way we run, no one can hide. Cinderella, huh? Anyone who thinks this is make-believe, we make believe.
When my father was stricken with Alzheimer's, I learned firsthand how devastating this disease can be not only to the patient, but to an entire family. I also learned how important research and funding are if we're going to put an end to this disease that puts an end to the lives and memories of our loved ones. If you or someone you know is experiencing memory problems, confusion, or other related symptoms, see a doctor or visit nancefriends.org to learn more about Alzheimer's. CBS Cares.
On March 8th, Canelo is back.
Canelo Alvarez swarming.
Powerhouse superstars Canelo Alvarez and Alfredo El Perro Angulo engage in the battle of a lifetime.
And they are exchanging leather in the center of the ring.
In this match, there's only one way to fight. Toe.
Ripping the body.
Two.
Right hand connects.
Toe.
And there is Canelo with a straight right.
Canelo Angulo. Saturday, March 8th. Live on pay-per-view.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. AT&T. Rethink possible.
All right, welcome everyone to our New York studios. We are at the half between Dayton and St. Louis. Adam Zucker here with Mateen Cleaves and John Rothstein. St. Louis trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak, and they have a 7-point lead right now on a desperate Dayton team.
Yeah, they made a nice run there at the end of the halftime. But what happens is at this point, at the end of conference play, at the end of the schedule, teams are so familiar with each other, so points are hard to come by. And that's what you're seeing, two teams that really know each other well. St. Louis made that run towards the end of the half. This game is going to probably be a game of runs. Whoever makes the biggest run or the longest run in that second half will pull this game off.
Dayton is a much more mature team than they showed a couple weeks ago when they played at St. Joe's and got blown out. That's one thing we've definitely established here in the first half. But right now, they need to play with more urgency in the next 20 minutes. If the Flyers can find a way to come out of Chaffetz Arena with a win, they're going to be in the NCAA tournament. They've been an efficient basketball team, but they need to be more desperate.
All right, down by 7 right now, just the way the game started, a 7-0 St. Louis run. We'll get to Atlantic 10 action shortly, but meanwhile, another night of the unpredictable in the ACC. We saw Georgia Tech win at Syracuse last night. Now another potential 1 seed going down. Yes, Duke at Wake Forest. Jabari Parker had 19 points, 10 boards, and Duke had a 7-point lead. But from there, John, Tyler Kavanaugh, 20 points off the bench for the sophomore and a big run for Wake.
He was tremendous, Adam, really making the big plays down the stretch.
A 17-0 run, Mateen.
Uh-oh, look like the rabbit has a gun, fellas.
Uh-huh. Wake Forest look, Cookie Monster. Wake Forest beat Duke. 82-72. Kavanaugh with 20 points. Mackay with 19. How about this? Wake Forest had lost the last 8 meetings to the Blue Devils, who were trying to knock on the 1-seed line. And, yeah, another crazy night in college basketball. First game of our Wednesday Showcase, a meeting between Rick Pitino and Larry Brown. President George W. Bush and his family there to see it. A lot of Dallas Cowboys there as well. Everyone impressed with Montrezl Harrell in this game. But, Mateen, how about Russ Smith in the second half?
Oh, he was on fire, and they did a good job of finding him. If you see 1 go in, you're probably going to see 2 or 3 more.
6 of 6 from 3 in the second half, but SMU battled back. They had that double-digit lead in the first half. Keith Frazier sends one down. Mustangs within 1, but John, it continues for Russ.
Ridiculous right now, looking like the best guard in the country. He carried Louisville. What a performance in the last 30 minutes by the Cardinals.
And he was nauseous. He told our reporter, Christine Leahy, there that he was sick last night, and there he was going from nailing 3-pointers to sitting on the bench, back and forth, 26 points. Chris Jones ends up with 21, and you see Russ must have had some fluids at halftime. 22 points in the second half, 8 of 10 from the field, including those 6 3-pointers on 6 3-point attempts. Wild game there, and also the wild upset at the hands of Wake Forest.
Yeah, well, if you look at Russ Smith's game, I mean, he's a volume scorer. And when you see one goes in, I mean, he can run them off. And we saw how good he can be. Some of those shots were probably bad shots, but he made them. They 1 or 2 steps behind the three-point line. But once a guy like that gets it going, you just got to get him the ball and get out his way.
To play deep in the NCAA tournament, you have to take a punch. Louisville showed that tonight. SMU had Louisville down early, but we saw Louisville respond with tremendous poise. And let's face it right now, Mateen was a big part of Michigan State going to 3 consecutive Final Fours. The Cardinals are on that type of trajectory. They are on the trajectory to go to their 3rd consecutive Final Four. This team has as good a chance as anybody to get to North Texas.
Yeah, they were down by 14 in the first half, and by halftime we're up by 2. And they were already in North Texas tonight.
Yeah, convenient.
Can't stay there. Coming up here at AT&T at the half, it's Bubble Watch. Nebraska ball trending upward, heading into a trip to Assembly Hall, and a handful of SEC teams trying to make a good impression in the final week of the regular season.
What is focus? It's a wondrous sensation of clarity and alertness. It's owning your opponent. It's knowing beyond a doubt you got this. It's keeping your head down, your eye on the ball, and knocking it out of the park. It's getting in the zone. It's keeping on your toes, on target, on top. Focus is staring the world in the face and saying, bring it. Focus is power. Focus is life. And 5-hour energy is focus.
Finally, a ladder that lets you focus on the job. A large standing platform so you can work comfortably all day in every direction. And bracing, providing superior protection from any angle. The Podium Ladder, the newest addition to Werner's line of professional-grade ladders.
First, the cookie at check-in. Then, a little time to kick back. Earn double Hilton Honors points with the 2X Points package and be one step closer to a weekend break. DoubleTree by Hilton, where the little things mean everything.
Megan loves coffee, but she doesn't know that coffee has acid, which breaks down tooth enamel. Thankfully, she uses Act Restoring Mouthwash with fluoride. It does more than freshen breath. It rebuilds tooth enamel, making your teeth 2 times stronger. Act. Smile strong.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
What happens when innovation meets the greater good? At the University of Dayton, algae becomes a greener jet fuel. Paper-thin sensors protect passports from identity theft. Nanofibers stop glaucoma from robbing a patient's sight. Carbon helps bones mend quicker. And in our LEED-certified GE Aviation Center, students are helping reimagine the future of flight. See how breakthroughs big and small make a global impact at udayton.edu.
We are at the half in St. Louis. Dayton trailing by 7. Kari Price looking to keep the Flyers going here and score a big win on their tournament resume. Meanwhile, in the Atlantic 10, GW made the first run. Joe McDonald and company a 15-2 run to put the Colonials up 14 on St. Joe's. But that's okay. The Hawks went on a 16-0 run.
There's Langston Galloway down to Ron Roberts. Halil Kanasevich had early foul trouble in this game. But we saw St. Joe's come back.
All right, those guys safe for now. But now we're going to our nightly bubble watch to get you ready. The last 4 in and first 4 out entering the night. According to CBSSports.com bracket guru Jerry Palm, your Dayton Flyers on the good side of the line for now. But 3 of his first 4 out in action tonight as well. And let us begin with the Huskers trying to get to the tournament for the first time since 1998. They've never won a tournament game. They go to Assembly Hall. Indiana gets within 1 on Devin Davis's layup there. No foul called. But Nebraska possession after a timeout. Walter Pitchford.
Pick and pop.
And look at this. The Huskers' first ever win in Bloomington in 6 total trips, but they win by 10 at Indiana. They had just knocked off 2 ranked teams at home. Tennessee among the first 4 out. They go to Auburn, John, and do what they're supposed to.
Darius Thompson catching the lob. The Vols leaving nothing up to chance. And there we see what a pass here. Touch pass from Stokes to Richardson.
82-54. Vols know how to make highlights happen. Right now, Missouri in a must-win situation. They're among the first 4 out. Only up 1 right now against Texas A&M. Jabari Brown with 20 points. And Arkansas, they're safe. A projected 11 seed for now. Razorbacks, the first team to score 100 points in a league game this season. They scored 110 in a win over Landshark and company. Anthon Bell with 23 as Arkansas scores big.
Is this the 3rd team in the SEC? I think so. Arkansas looks safely to be in the field. And another thing I think we need to take into consideration, the Tennessee-Missouri game this weekend might be like a knockout game for an NCAA tournament bid. Pivotal swing game.
And thinking about, look at Nebraska, man. This is a team that's playing like they want to go to the NCAA tournament. They come out, Tim Miles is doing a really good job of putting together great game plans, and they play hard. Offensively, move the ball around. On a defensive end, they're playing like they want to be in a tournament.
Sunday, Pinnacle Bank Arena, Wisconsin at Nebraska. Get your tickets now. You can't. They're sold out.
Oh, well, there you go. And Nebraska's going to be working their way up Jerry's charts here as the night continues.
They win that, they're probably in.
Yeah, a big win on the road, of course, too, is a huge one at Indiana. Remember, our Wednesday showcase is going to be continuing with number 10 San Diego State visiting UNLV after we go final between St. Louis and Dayton. That'll do it from here. Second half from St. Louis on the way. See you later.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. AT&T. Rethink possible.
On March 8th, Canelo is back.
Canelo Alvarez swarming.
Powerhouse superstars Canelo Alvarez and Alfredo El Perro Angulo engage in the battle of a lifetime.
And they are exchanging leather in the center of the ring.
In this match, there's only one way to fight. Toe.
Ripping the body. Right hand connects.
Toe.
And there is Canelo with a straight right.
Canelo Angulo. Saturday, March 8th. Live on pay-per-view.
Embarrassed by a prostate exam? Imagine how your doctor feels. As a urologist, I have performed 9,421 and a half prostate exams. So why do I do it? Because I get paid. And on this side of the glove, I know prostate exams can save lives. So if you are a man over 50, talk to your doctor to see if a prostate exam is right for you. If we can do it, so can you. ZBS cares.
Big-time performances. High flyers. Global superstars. And NBA champions. What do all these stars have in common? Their dreams began in the NBA Development League. The NBA D-League is rising. Who's coming up next?
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had bats. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
Welcome back to Chavin's Arena. The Billikens taking a ride. It is the Billikens by 7 at the break. Brad Johansson alongside Steve Wolf. We've kind of talked about both of these teams as true definitions of teams. It's not just one guy doing it. 10 players have played for St. Louis. 11 have played for Dayton. How's it faring off the bench?
Well, I think right now Dayton's getting 15 points off the bench. Pollard, Smith have given him 13 of those points. And it's been great energy from the guys coming in the game. But really, the story has been, you know, Pierre and also Jordair Jet.
Well, the guys coming off the bench are trying to make it work. Take a look at the first half highlights. Jordair Jet, one of the starters, taking it to the rim.
Man, he got hurt on that play and had to go to the locker room, so I think that a little bit nervous for the St. Louis fans, but Jet comes back in. As soon as he comes back in, he gets a block and then a beautiful pass to Rob Lowe. But, you know, when I looked at Pierre, I was looking for somebody for Dayton to be aggressive and take it to the basket. He did that early and really set the tone for the Dayton Flyers getting to the basket.
Take a look at our Geico difference makers of the night. You talk about Pierre, you like him, and can he finish up in the second half the way he started?
Well, I think he's going to have to. Right now, Devin Oliver is struggling, but the Flyers are getting help from the bench. Now, Jordair Jett, he's had a chance to sit down right now and see if that knee, gets a little rust on it, to see if he's able to come out as quick as he was in the first half. But he sat out about 8 minutes in that first half.
And he will start on the floor on senior night for the Billikens as they look for that one win for back-to-back conference champions.
And Archie Miller has said all week long, he says, I'm not looking at the NCAA tournament. I'm really looking and saying we're alive. We've won 7 of 8, we're alive. But you have to look at it as a Dayton fan. This is a Dayton team that is in the first 4 in, according to Ken Palm. And a big win on the road against a top 20 team would just bolster that resume. So how they come out in the first 5 minutes of the second half will be very important.
Pierre can't get the roll. Low the rebound. Dayton with only 3 hoops in their last 14 possessions. A kick by Seibert.
You can look at that 2 ways. I mean, you can look at it and say, man, that's just not very efficient. But you can also say that they're only down 7. They've been able to get to the free throw line, although they're shooting 50% from the free throw line. But they are more aggressive. Right now, they are the aggressive team in this battle.
Barnett for 3. Jake Barnett out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. His second triple of the night.
How about Jake Barnett getting that step-in 3? He was ready. His hands were up. His feet were set. That is a big 3 for the senior.
Another turnover for the Flyers. Low. Barnett, can he do it again?
Barnett has got to take that shot if he's open. That's what he's in the game for. He's not going to get too much dribble drive action. When he's open for the 3, he's got to make the Flyers pay.
Kavanaugh just inside the arc. That's off. Evans the rebound.
It's a 1 and done right now for the Flyers here in the second half.
Called the dump to Low. He couldn't handle it. Another turnover for the Billikens. Oliver, blocking foul. He'll head to the line.
I'll tell you, when you step into your 3 and you get ready, now watch out here. You'll see McCall getting off the pick. You'll see Barnett, and watch his feet. He's stepping up, his hands ready to go, and watch him follow through. You have to get your feet set when you come off that 3-point line. You got to know where you're going to be. And Barnett stepping into it. The senior has 6 on the evening.
Jett picks up his first foul. And Oliver to the line as his frustrations continue. 0 for 5 from the floor. And 0 for 3 from behind the arc. That's his first point.
But he does what you like best. He's making his free throws. And, you know, when you look at Oliver, even though he doesn't score, he does so many more things for this Flyer team. But you hope if you're Archie Miller, the free throw will get you into that cycle, get you moving. Because before that, he was 0 for 17 in his last 2 games. And 0 for 6 from 3-point line.
Evans on the drive to Heaven. Oliver the rebound in the other way. Inside, Pierre gets the roll this time.
Tell you what, Pierre against Evans, 2 undersized 3 men in the game, and that's a nice up and under. And once again, Pierre, the Geico difference maker here in the first half, is coming out in the second half. He wants another award.
Jordair Jett with the floater.
You'll see right here, gets the ball, gives a little chicken wing, and goes up and under. It's a very quick move, but may have gotten away with a push, but that's just a nice play by Pierre. Evans, you can tell he is not the same player. He is struggling. He's a little bit lethargic in his movements, and you can tell that he's hurting a little bit.
Can't get the first. Preseason third team, all A-10, all defensive team preseason.
Archie Miller said today, I think that Jordair Jett is the player of the year in the A-10, and that's he just got finished playing against probably the runner-up in Chaz Williams. We get to do his game on Sunday night against the Billikens, so that'll be a great matchup.
Seibert won't go. Whistle, and they'll stay down here.
It's a nice offensive rebound by Kavanaugh. He has stayed out of foul trouble. Only has 2 fouls. Doesn't score a lot, but sets good picks. Gets that offensive rebound. He's a rugged inside player that can go against Lowe on the low block.
Lowe picks up his first. And Pierre to inbound. And Lowe stole it. Pierre stole it back. Got it blocked from behind by McCall, but they'll call the foul on number 11.
That's amazing. That was a very good play by Lowe on the inbounds. You'll see him come over just denying. And then when you're throwing the ball into a big guy, the worst place you can throw it is a bounce pass Lowe. And then McCall fouling Pierre. Red, I like the way Pierre has come out to play in both halves. He started off strong in the first half. He has continued to be aggressive here in the second half. And this is the difference in this Dayton team. You can tell this is a team that has confidence. They have been playing superb basketball. In my estimation, they will be in the NCAA. I mean, they beat Ole Miss, they beat Gonzaga, they beat California. This is a team that has continued to get better and better as the year's gone on.
Pierre's in double digits, another turnover. Oliver the other way, jump stop, he walked. So a 6-0 run for the Dayton Flyers, but they give this one up. They've given up a lot of freebies, unforced.
And on that play, all Devin Oliver had to do was pass it ahead. There's no reason for him to take it too deep and get that turnover. I mean, he's got guys in front of him ahead of the break. Pass the ball up. And this is a Dayton team that gets out in transition. And before the game, talking to the St. Louis coaches, they said that was a major concern, stopping transition. Well, they've been able to stop the transition, but the St. Louis Billikens have not been able to stop the points off of turnovers.
Price and Pierre said Sanford and Smith back on the floor for the Flyers. Ball to the rim.
It was like the old Hoosier movie. There's a picket fence all the way around.
That ends a 6-0 run. Scoochie Smith for 3. That's short. Rebound Oliver. Smith looking for help. Barnett tight on Oliver. The step just inside the arc in his first field goal against the St. Louis Billikens all year.
And it came at the right time. I mean, this is the everything guy for Archie Miller. He just plays a very solid game. He plays the most minutes of all the players, and there's a good reason. That was a big shot for Devin Oliver. Important for St. Louis to respond right back now.
Turned it over. Seibert has Scoochie Smith on the other side, and back to Kavanaugh.
How about Scoochie Smith? This guy's a scorer, but he made the fundamental play. Getting the ball out, getting the ball to Scoochie Smith, and then a trailing Kavanaugh for the dunk.
2-point game. Evans on the block. Steps back on Kavanaugh and gets the roll.
That's a mismatch for Dayton because Kavanaugh is too big. He can play deep in defense, but he has to make sure he gets out on Evans. You talk about fundamental basketball, Brad. This is the way you play. Beautiful extra pass. Kavanaugh for the dunk.
Something I've noticed over the course of my fishing career is anglers being careless and breaking off their rod tip. Don't do that.
Fish like a pro at the Bass Pro Shop Spring Fishing Classic. Check out our lowest prices of the season on the latest gear. And this weekend, you can save up to $100 more on a new fishing rod when you trade one in.
You're welcome.
Man, these honey mustard and Swiss chicken sandwiches good or what?
Sonic totally scored with this flavor, man. It's like Swiss.
No, it's swish.
No, the sound a basketball makes going through a net?
Swish is
Swiss.
the sound. Swish is the sound of the ball
It's
going through
Swiss.
the net. Swish.
Okay, why don't we settle this over a game of horse?
Yeah, try horse.
Okay, why don't we settle this over a game of horse?
Did you hear the news? Honey mustard and Swiss chicken sandwiches are here. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop. This is how you Sonic.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Icy Hot, America's #1 topical pain reliever. And by Werner, #1 in ladders.
Welcome back. 4-point game in St. Louis. The Wednesday night showcase continues on CBS Sports Network. Coming up next, 10th-ranked San Diego State and UNLV in a key Mountain West battle. Wednesday night showcase exclusively on CBS Sports Network. And it's time now for our Icy Hot injury report. The Rebels will be missing Roscoe Smith, out with a concussion. One of the top rebounders in the game. Big impact player in this one to try and pull the upset on San Diego State.
Steve Fisher does it year in and year out. You know, he's got a national championship under his belt in Michigan, but he went to San Diego State, and he just reinvents himself every year. He's made them into a powerhouse now at Mountain West.
Jet with a nice dish down to Manning, and he goes opposite side.
That's a nice pick and roll. Manning did a nice job of waiting for that pick to develop and then roll off of it. Beautiful cut to the basket.
Great to get the production out of the big man when low sits, and Manning comes right in and scores. He's done that a couple of times tonight.
He's played well when he plays against the Dayton Flyers.
Jalen Robinson working on Manning, goes glass.
How about the freshman getting in there and mixing it up? I mean, Seibert has done Pierre's done a great job getting into the basket and being aggressive. I'd like to see Oliver do that. Now that Robinson's in the game, getting the ball in the low block.
I think Phil Robinson may be one of the best going to the basket. He's played some of his best basketball over the last 8 games for them.
You'll see the pick and roll. You got to make sure you have an idea when the guy's rolling who's picking him up. You'll see Robinson taking it from the top of the key, and he's got the quicks on Manning and made that first step to the basket. Smart play by Robinson, understanding who's guarding him.
Oliver picks up his second. He heads to the bench.
Evans fighting down low against Pollard. Evans does a great job of using his lower body. You can see right there, as soon as he gets the ball, he is in attack mode.
Pollard picks up his second.
Wait, Evans, watch him right now. You'll see him get the ball. As soon as he gets it, he doesn't wait, square up, face the basket. He just gets it and goes.
Evans now with 10. Make sure to enter for your chance to win. CBSSports.com. You go for the ultimate basketball getaway to Cancun, presented by Aspen Dental. Simply go to CBSSports.com/Aspen Dental. And now Evans with 11, half of what he had in the first meeting against Dayton.
And he's an important guy as the Billigans get to the A-10 tournament and also look at the NCAA tournament. I mean, he really needs to go out with a bang. He's had a great career. He's meant so much to this whole program at this university. He does a lot of things outside of basketball.
Reynolds had it blocked. Manning thought he got all ball. So did the crowd here. Instead, he'll head to the line. First foul on Manning.
Well, you see again. Robinson, the little chicken wing goes up and under. I'm not sure about that call.
That's a lot of ball.
But, hey, Manning did a nice job. He had his hand out like that. He had the size and the arms reach, but Robinson getting the 2 free throws.
Dayton had a tough start in A-10 play. Their first game was against St. Louis that they lost by 9. Then they had VCU. Then they had Richmond. And the struggles came. But as Coach Miller says, we bounced back from all of that. And a lot of teams don't.
Well, Kavanaugh got hurt in that game, as you recall. He had a concussion.
And then missed 5 after that.
And he missed 5 after that. But also they played Richmond when they had, Lindsey was still playing, and Williams. They still had their full complement of players. Richmond is winning with smoke and mirrors. I mean, they are depleted in their troops.
Barnett for 3 more. That's too deep. And a foul call as V. Samford took it down the side. Second foul on McBroom.
Yeah, talking to Archie Miller about Samford, he said, you know what, early in the year I played him with a lot of freshmen. As you look at the guy, Archie Miller, whose real given name is Ryan, and they decided to call him Archie. The neighborhood kids called him Archie because he was so grouchy and grumpy. They named him Archie after Archie Bunker. Do you believe that? But he was talking about Samford, saying how he likes his leadership with the young guys. He gets these guys to play a lot better.
Pollard to the rim. Can't get it. Pierre the rebound, swatted by Manning. Back inside Samford. A tip will finally go. Extra possessions for the Flyers.
I didn't like Samford's shot, but I like the fact it was aggressive. And right now, Dayton is playing like their NCAA life depends on it. You know, I think they're in, but they're playing very, very hard. They're not going to leave it to doubt and leave it to the committee.
A foul called on Samford. Second, third, fourth, and fifth effort here for the Flyers.
Pollard goes in, and then you see the hustle by Pierre. Samford with a little bit of an ill-advised early shot clock shot. But then Pollard going in, and this is a team right now that's getting excellent bench production.
Pollard now with 9. That matches his career high and season high against Gonzaga.
21 points off the bench for the Dayton Flyers. And this just goes to what we talked about earlier in the game. This Dayton Flyer team has a lot of players that can play.
Jalen Robinson picks up the foul. We got a 2-point game.
What happens when innovation meets the greater good? At the University of Dayton, algae becomes a greener jet fuel. Paper-thin sensors protect passports from identity theft. Nanofibers stop glaucoma from robbing a patient's sight. Carbon helps bones mend quicker. And in our LEED-certified GE Aviation Center, students are helping reimagine the future of flight. See how breakthroughs big and small make a global impact at udayton.edu.
We will dance across the backs of dead Greeks.
In 2 days.
Show them no mercy.
Choose your glory!
300, Rise of an Empire, rated R.
10,000 once, twice, soon!
It's time for new Selsun Blue Scalp Itch treatment. It works at the source with the #1 anti-itch medicine, plus soothing aloe for fast relief. Selsun Blue Scalp Itch, science for your scalp.
Mine was earned in Korea in 1953.
Afghanistan in 2009.
Orbiting the moon in 1971.
Once it's earned, USAA auto insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve current and former military members and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
Welcome back. 2-point game at Chaffetz Arena. You know, Dayton's had some big wins this season. Maui Invitational, hot shooting second half. Turned the tide, gained a huge 84-79 win over 11th ranked Gonzaga. And then this past Saturday, Jordan Seibert's 23 led them to an 86-79 win against UMass. So take a look at their tournament resume, Steve, and tell me what you think.
Well, I've already said they've also beat Ole Miss, they beat California, they beat Georgia Tech. I mean, Georgia Tech, a team that just beat Syracuse. Georgia Tech coached by Brian Greger, who used to coach Dayton, but I don't think they are on the bubble. I think that they're in. Now, you just don't want to leave it to chance, and they really need to win these last two games and do well in the A-10 tournament, but they are really peaking at the right time, and this is a totally different Dayton team than I saw against USC and also against Rhode Island. And, you know, you look at that resume, they also had two buzzer beaters, last-second shots. One, Galloway hitting the last-second shot, St. Joe's beating them, and then USC, a prior three running out of bounds to beat the Flyers. So this is a team that's had a little bad luck, but they're right on target.
McCall for three. That won't go. Kavanaugh the rebound. And Jerry Palm has him as one of his last four in, but a lot can change in the final weekend. Seibert into the paint, little Euro step, which equates to traveling.
You don't ever want to be the last four of anything or the last of anything. You want to make sure, as you look at Archie Miller, that you just win the games that are in front of you. And I think you take it out of the hands of the committee. And Archie Miller's very upbeat. He says we're alive. I mean, we're not talking about the tournament, but we're alive. The last couple possessions, St. Louis has struggled getting any rhythm. I really think they need to get the ball inside somehow to Evans and get him going.
Lowe charges his way and back-to-back travels on each end of the floor.
I think Jim Cruz agrees with that being a travel. Right now, St. Louis, the crowd's got to get in the game a little bit because the Flyers have the momentum.
The Flyers beating the Billikens on second chance points 11-4, and also beating them on that key category, the offensive glass, 9-4. Oliver steps back, finding his range, and we're all knotted up at 50.
Oliver, after going 0 for 17, his back-to-back jump shots, picking up his team. He only has 6, but those are big 4 points here in the second half.
A foul called away from the ball.
They're going to get Kavanaugh on Evans, but you'll see here, Oliver with the step back gets Evans moving away from the basket. He created enough space just to have a wide open shot.
Third on Kavanaugh. McCall launches from three.
Boy, that's a huge shot. Dayton finally ties the game, and then McCall on an inbounds play. Beautiful jump shot by Mike McCall Jr.
Dayton has never led in this game. We come to the 10-minute mark. They trail by 3. Davis baseline, corner Seibert. Can't get it. McCall to Lowe. Down to Evans on the paint, working on Kavanaugh, and he was.
That was really good defense by Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh just walled up, stood his hand, put his hand straight up, and did a great job of stopping Evans. And you'll see here McCall coming off the screen on an out-of-bounds play and getting the three. And watch right here. Evans. And he did not travel.
You don't like that one either?
I don't think that was a travel. I think that Evans might have thought he was fouled, but he got rid of the ball. I don't think it was a travel.
Seibert to the rim. Barnett got a piece of it. And a foul called. They'll get Kavanaugh. That's his fourth. And Manning runs to check in.
Now Seibert on that drive, instead of just taking it to the rim, he sort of was fancying it up there instead of being strong and trying to get the and one or at least get the foul. I like the way he has been being aggressive and shooting his jump shot, but you got to go to the basket hard.
You remember Lowe started with the first 7 points for St. Louis. He still has 7 points. Robinson to work the block. On Lowe, spins. The dunk to Davis, great look. And a super cut by Kyle Davis when he knew his man was in trouble on the block.
And that is exactly what you need to do. I mean, Robinson had nothing else to do but give the ball up. You know, you see right here, Lowe does a great job defensively.
Kyle Davis picks up this foul.
You gotta make sure that when see the man down here, he is he's covered. You'll see the lane cut by Davis. Now watch. Right through the lane. Jordan Jett loses him. Lane cut by Davis. Easy, too. Get Dayton within 1.
Jett still doesn't look good on that left leg.
He looks like he's hobbled. I mean, this is a team that you got 2 of your best players that are struggling. I mean, you can see Jett's right in front of us next to Evans, the 3 seniors on senior night. Really want to go out with a win.
Lowe now 3 of 4 from the free throw stripe and finally picks up his 8th point. A call to the bench. McBroom back out on the floor for the Billikens.
They're saying Manning should be able to come in the game. He's coming in for Lowe, so there's no reason for him to come in. They were going to let Manning in the game. He's sitting at the score table, but he's coming in for Rob Lowe. So
if Lowe's smart, he misses it, so he stays on the floor.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know how the kind of player you are. Especially a guy who likes to see people make free throws. I can't believe you'd miss a free throw to come stay in the game longer.
A 3-point lead for the Billikens.
Well, the Billikens have responded. I mean, this senior-laden group, really has accepted the challenge put on by the Flyers here in the second half.
Tight man-to-man by the Billikens. Oliver working on Evans. Step back 3, that's way off. And it is a foul on Oliver's. Evans comes up gimpy.
Tell you, Oliver shot that shot. He knew it was going to be short, so he took off. And then Evans just stopped. And Oliver ran right into him.
It's not his shot either.
No. And you know what? He was wide open. Evans is a smart player. He's a good defensive player. He was allowing to get that, have that open jump shot. But you look at Evans right now. He's got a problem with his hip. He wears those compression pants. Early in the year, he had them all the way down. It really helps him recover as you look at Jordan Jett, another senior.
Evans trying to stretch out that leg. They're giving him some time before he heads to the line. Oliver goes to the bench with 3 fouls. Pollard back on the floor.
Get a good look at Oliver. I mean, this is a guy that has been relied on. He's played a lot of minutes.
2 for 8 from the floor, 6 points tonight, and 0 for 4 from behind the arc.
And I think that Dayton's chance of winning this game will rest on how aggressive they are going to the paint and getting to the free throw line.
And another missed freebie. Stays a 3-point game. Robinson works it in the paint. Barnett with a rip.
Great defense by Jake Barnett, helping out the big guy Manning.
Swatted, but the putback by Evans. Kyle Davis had a piece of it. Evans followed it up. Crowd's back into it. Jalen Robinson, on second thought, I will.
What a big shot by Jalen Robertson. This is a guy that shoots 40% from three, but this doesn't shoot a lot of them. He looked and said, no, yeah, I'm gonna take it. That was a huge three by Robinson.
Barnett into the paint, jump stop, McCall for three. Can't get it. Rebound loose, Pollard collects. He's on the run. Dish to Davis for the finish. We're knotted again at 57.
Freshman to freshman, Pollard to Davis. What a nice play in transition.
Timeout on the floor. 6:40 to play. Billikens trying to get it done, but the Flyers answer. Jalen Robinson for three. Davis to the glass. Come on back with us.
I don't know who they are, but I love them.
Oh, me too, because I went there.
I didn't just hop on the bandwagon.
Save the speech, kid. Sure, it's your Cinderella story, but this time of year, everyone gets invited to the ball. So share some school spirit and teach them that fight song of yours.
We're the mighty Ospreys.
Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Mighty Ospreys. Soar, 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 soar.
Esse samba quente que é muito legal. É super pra frente, é bem genial. Uma da pesada que segura a parada. Isso é o famoso 16 toneladas.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Hi, honey. Hello. What are you looking? Oh.
This really works well together.
Lowe's has the brands you need to refresh your home this spring. From Stainmaster to Valspar to Allen & Roth. Get stainless pull-down faucets, your choice, only $179.
We got a great final 6:40 ahead of us. We got a lot of great stuff ahead of us. Join us Saturday on CBS Sports for a key college basketball tripleheader, first at noon Eastern. 25th ranked Kentucky battling #1 Florida. At 2, it's 19th ranked UConn taking on number 11 Louisville. The day ends with a Pac-12 showdown. Number 3 Arizona traveling to Eugene to take on the Oregon Ducks. It's all on CBS this Saturday.
Dayton Flyers have 10 players that have scored in this game, and the bench has been very, very productive. Bench points 28-14 over the Billikens, and that's been key. I mean, this is really, we've talked about it throughout the broadcast, that they have 11 players that have had double figures, and Pollard has 9, and if he gets 2 more, one more point, they'll have 12 players on their team that have scored double figures this year. So
almost unheard of.
It really is, and and St. Louis is a team that's had 9 score in this game. But right now, they got to find an answer for this defense Dayton has been putting on them the last 4 possessions.
Jordan Jett tries to take it in. He's swatted. It will stay with the Billikens. 21 on the shot clock when we return.
With AT&T's new pricing for families, you get 4 lines on AT&T's network, including unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 10 gigs of data to share.
10 gigs?
10 gigs, all for $160 a month.
You know, I think our family really needed this. It's really gonna bring us closer together.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Introducing our best ever family pricing. For instance, a family of 4 gets 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for $160 a month. Only from AT&T.
Hey, Steve, are those my lights?
Mm-hmm. When you get a new Buick, you want to show it off. You're invited to the Buick Open House event, where for the first time, 2014 Buick models are specially priced, so you get thousands off MSRP. Join the thousands switching to Buick and get over $4,100 total value on this Buick Enclave.
What is focus? It's a wondrous sensation of clarity and alertness. It's owning your opponent. It's knowing beyond a doubt you got this. It's keeping your head down, your eye on the ball, and knocking it out of the park. It's getting in the zone. It's keeping on your toes, on target, on top. Focus is staring the world in the face and saying, bring it. Focus is power. Focus is life. And 5-hour energy is focus.
Welcome back to St. Louis and Chaffetz Arena, tied at 57. Got a good one in the final 6:40. Brad Johansson alongside Steve Wolf. St. Louis prides himself on making it one and done, getting extra shots. They have taken 7 fewer shots than Dayton so far tonight.
Well, Dayton's been getting the ball out in transition off turnovers. I mean, their bench is playing phenomenal. And what did you expect? We're in March. The A-10 is the best it's been in quite some time, top to bottom. I mean, you got to figure it's going to be a great game.
Plenty of parity with a lot of seniors on senior night. It seems appropriate as we take a look at tonight's AT&T game summary.
Well, Pierre has done a great job being aggressive and getting to the basket. But you look at the fast break points and the bench points, I mean, clearly a decisive advantage for the Dayton Flyers.
St. Louis will inbound under its own hoop.
And 15 on the shot clock. Remember, there's 21 to start this possession.
Jet again to the paint. Can't get the roll. Lost it out of bounds. It'll be Dayton basketball.
How quick did he get to the paint on that? Jordair Jet, a hop step, using the offhand, just wasn't able to finish it. Jet, a little ginger on that foot, or that knee right now. I'm not sure what happened, but he is still skipping around a little bit. Dayton Flyers now with a chance to take the lead. Oliver back in the game with 3 fouls. He was sitting for a while.
Robinson on high now. Corner. Seibert. Triple rolls home. And Dayton has its first lead of the night.
Well, we talked about Seibert in the open, how important it is for him to shoot that jump shot. And that may have been the biggest shot he's hit in this game. Seibert with 10.
In, out, and back in again for Evans. He's got 15 on the night.
St. Louis is face guarding the screens and trying to make sure that nobody can come off a screen. They're making sure they're blowing up each screen, but that time right there, they're going to get Rob Lowe pushing down low. You see Coach Cruz.
Lowe picks up his second. As you take a look at the game trends, only 2 ties, and we just had our first lead change. St. Louis was up 42-32.
I think Dayton, earlier in the season, being down 10 on the road at St. Louis would have folded. You see right now, they are becoming more and more aggressive. and feel like they deserve to be in this position. With 5 minutes to play, they're up by 1. It's a top 20 team on the road.
Oliver with the dump off. The Robinson had it swatted away. Oliver recollects.
Well, that was a great drive by Oliver and good recovery by Lowe. Robinson had an easy layup, but Lowe was able to swat it out of his hands.
Robinson for 3.
That's not in the scouting report, Brad. Coming into the game, he was 2 for 5 from three-point range. And now Robinson 2 for 2 from behind the arc. And both of them were big jump shots.
The answer won't go. And Jalen Robinson collects. Robinson, the sophomore out of Columbus, Ohio, who averaged 4.5 points a game, has 12 on the evening.
That was a big jump shot by Robinson.
Step back deuce for Seibert. Dayton Flyers finding their form. And the crowd at Chaffetz grows quiet and uneasy. A 6-point lead for the Dayton Flyers.
Well, right now, Dayton looks like they're under control, and their offense has a rhythm to it. You see, good ball movement. Lowe not coming out on Robinson after he hit that 3 before. And then Seibert, nobody over to help him out. Those are 2 uncontested shots by the Dayton Flyers, and their offense has a rhythm. Dayton really believes, I think, that they can.
20 wins on the year for the Dayton Flyers. We talked about how difficult it was for them to start in conference play. But you take a look at some of the key wins that they have reeled off against Gonzaga, Cal, Ole Miss, and UMass, their most recent. And this would be another ranked win for them if they could hold on in the last 4:05, Steve.
Well, you have to give Archie Miller a lot of credit. I mean, he has not folded the tents and said, hey, listen, we'll prepare for next year when they were struggling. When they came out of the gate so poorly in the A-10, they realized that they had a schedule that was challenging. And they have gotten better each and every game. And right now, they are clicking on all cylinders.
McBroom now on the floor to lead the offense for the Billikens.
Brad, it's so important right now. St. Louis doesn't have a one and done. They've taken 2 outside jump shots. There's a lot of time. Get the ball inside. Get the ball to your leader, Evans, and see what you can do.
He's got it. He lost it. Oliver, coast to coast. And 1. Devin Oliver. They took it away from the big man on one end, and number 5 runs the other end, finishing, going to the line. Dayton with their largest lead, up by 8.
Boomer and Carton.
More rivalries, more championships.
A miracle! Heading to New Orleans.
The networks of CBS Sports. Get more.
I started drinking at the age of 12.
I had started doing drugs I told myself I would never do.
Heroin.
Cocaine.
Crystal meth.
I would just lie in bed and wonder, is she going to be alive in the morning?
Something definitely changed.
The day that I got sober is by far the most amazing day of my life.
He's sober and he's amazing.
Share your story with a partnership at drugfree.org.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. By the Ram 1500. Motor Trend's 2014 Truck of the Year and first ever back-to-back champion. Guts, glory, Ram. And by Lowe's. Never stop improving.
Dayton's hit their last 5 field goals, a 15-4 run over the last 5 minutes, and Devin Oliver will try and add to that. Now, he has a younger sister, does Devin, out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, with Down syndrome. Maya graduated from Kalamazoo Central. As you see her in the stands there, comes to a lot of his games she needed a prom date. So last summer, Devin headed back to Kalamazoo Central to take his sister Maya to prom. And he says, once we walked in, she says, all right, I'm good now. Let me go with my friends. And he said, that made me feel so much better. She continues to follow him throughout. And he says she's probably one of the most vocal ones in the stands when the refs make the bad calls.
Well, both of these teams have high character individuals. Devin Oliver, for 4 years, has just been a stellar person on the Dayton campus.